You are listening to Fantha Tracks.
Fast ship. Never heard of the William Fall?
Never should I have.
It's a ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
What a piece of junk!
Covering Star Wars vehicles in less than 12 parsecs, this is Start Your Engines.
Don't get technical with me.
Here are your hosts, Paul Naylor and Mark Newbold.
You're listening to Start Your Engines and a very special episode as we sit in the foyer of the Hilton Metropole in Birmingham for what would have been StarFury Invasion, but but instead is FanthaFury. No invasion, just FanthaFury. We're doing it live. It's the second time we've done a live Start Your Engines. The first time was at Star Wars Celebration back in 2023. You weren't there?
No.
What a terrible travesty. I was there though, and I was joined by Paul Bateman and by Jatelyn Davis, and we talked about the Imperial Shuttle.
I was there.
Yeah, it was so memorable. and we're doing a live episode again, and we're joined by Richard Mitchell.
Hello.
By Mark Mulcaster, my co-host on Making Tracks.
Hello there.
By Brian Cameron, Paul's co-host on Good Morning Tatooine.
Good evening.
And you might recognise the laugh. It's Paul Naylor. Paul, how are you doing?
I'm just marvelling at Mrs. Fernsby here. I'm very well, mate. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad we're in the foyer because the air conditioning's on.
Yeah.
It's still a bit warm outside.
It's actually turned out quite good fun, hasn't it, all this?
It has been very, very good. It's our second FanthaFury episode.
This just goes to show, in times of adversity, just roll with it and just enjoy it.
And in times of adversity, what Anakin and Padme Amidala did...
Nice link.
Thank you. Was thanks for highlighting that.
You're
was
welcome.
that they went straight on to an AA-9 Coruscant freighter, headed for other places. Thank you, Mark. Headed for Coruscant, I do believe.
2 words, barrel and scraping.
Oh, my God. Like you wouldn't believe.
Crowbar. Thank you, Rich.
Oh, already we've got a question.
Question is of importance and it's of relevance. If you're booking the shuttle from Coruscant to Tatooine and the event you're going to in Tatooine gets cancelled, is your ticket refundable?
It depends whether you bought it directly from them or through the show.
What a wonderful question. I'll carry on. I think Paul's having some sort of episode.
I'm all right.
So it's the
Episode
AA9,
8.
Episode 8. We're not going there. We're not going there. And it's the AA-9 Coruscant freighter. It was manufactured by Botajef Shipyards. It's an AA-9 freighter liner. It's a freighter. So vehicles like this travelling all over the galaxy, taking people left, right, and centre. In this instance, they were leaving Coruscant. They were heading to Naboo. Secret mission. Off the books as quiet as they could. When you first saw Attack of the Clones, it's not the most memorable sequence in Attack of the Clones for sure, but the vehicle is so striking and the sequence is actually, I think, kind of sweet. What did you make of it when you first saw it?
Yeah, I mean, I think they term them as refugees. They were sort of blending in, weren't they?
Yeah.
And there was the whole sort of funny bit leading up to getting onto the transport of carrying suitcases and R2-D2 in the background, sort of negotiating steps, which,
Don't start him on steps. He's a massive fan of steps.
Massive fan of steps. But one film later on, R2's up in the air doing somersaults with his little jet repulsion units in his legs.
That's a great point.
So why on earth is he going on stairs so awkwardly? But still, there you go. But no, the ship itself, the fact that you've got significant Star Wars characters using public transport, it just seemed at first it was a bit random, but also it was quite intriguing because then you think, well, yeah, of course, people aren't just using these things for military purposes. People are just getting about. So it made sense, really. But it was just a quirky addition to the film, I think.
We've talked about the Star Speeder. I own 2, thanks to this fella right here. Thank you, Rich. Star Speeder 3000 and the 1000. We spoke about those on the show before. And public transport in the Star Wars galaxy, obviously there's air taxis to get you around planets. There's things like Star Tours that will get you from planet to planet, or even the Halcyon if you've got a bit more money to travel in luxury. In the terms of this, like you said, a refugee vehicle, I mean, it's a passenger manifest. 30,000 people could travel on that ship that we saw in Attack of the 30,000 people. 30,000.
That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
I found some clarification on my earlier question. I've sent it into Claude, I've asked, and it's come back. It says, if you're inquiring about the Botajef AA-9 freighter liner, refunds depend heavily on the point of sale and conditions of your transaction. Because it's a large-scale bulk freighter allegedly produced for the Galactic Republic, different retailers and platforms handle them uniquely. If purchased new directly from Botajef Shipyards, contracts are typically final, though warranty provisions exist. As many AA-9s were purchased by planetary governments for passenger ferry services, such as the AA-9 Coruscant freighter, for individual passenger tickets, refunds are subject to the specific transport line's cancellation and ticketing policy. See, that's the kind of detail that this show specialises in.
Thank you, Claude. Thank you for that, Claude.
We don't normally delve this deep.
That's a different show entirely.
You can't ask a question and then not give the listeners the answer.
Normally it doesn't go in, it just impacts on the surface, but still, that was brilliant. Mr. Mulcaster, your thoughts? And Rich?
Yeah.
There you go.
So there you go.
Over to you.
Hi, this is Dorian Kinji, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
Technical specifications, Paul, was to catch your breath. It's 390 metres in length. For the old fogies, that's 1,276 feet 6 inches.
For the old fogies.
Yeah. Maximum atmospheric speed of 420 kilometres an hour. That's 261 miles per hour. It's got two CEC Dyne 2577 radial sublight engines, which apparently are very, very fast. And it's got a Class 4 hyperdrive, which is not very fast. When we see them, they're in a cabin. They're kind of just getting themselves in the cells.
It just doesn't feel that many people, does it?
No. But it's tough to get the sense of scale of that ship.
Yeah, how long was the ship?
390 metres.
390 metres?
But it's deeper than it is.
I was going to say, how
it's a
deep
deep
is it?
ship. It
Yeah.
doesn't give you that specification, but it's a
How
deep
deep
ship.
is your ship?
Thank you, Paul. My goodness.
I have a new question.
Brace yourself.
Does this city liner have any music other than Taylor Swift? Because at the moment, we're suffering a little bit from too much Taylor Swift.
That's an incredibly good point. Put your phone down.
Yes. So it's a starship produced by Botajef Shipyards. It's a small shipbuilding concern, so it landed big with this particular model and it brought it to galactic prominence. It was initially a freighter, as it is obviously described, but it went on to be used, as you mentioned, as a refugee transport during the Clone Wars, and it served as a troop ship for the Grand Army of the Republic. So
Multiple
that's quite
purposes,
multiple purposes. So it's quite interesting that you could see this ship out in the stars as a passenger liner, but also as a military vehicle.
Yeah. I mean, when we first thought about this show, we said, let's do the public transport. I mean, this one really, whilst it's got a sort of significant scene in Attack of the Clones, you've been on public transport for Star Wars. You were on the Halcyon.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about the Halcyon before. We've done a show on it. When you watch Attack of the Clones now and you see that scene, does that kind of take you back to the Halcyon?
That's a good question. A little bit. I mean, obviously that was luxurious, designed to be luxurious, and when you're on board the Halcyon, it's kind of in that wheelhouse. But essentially, it's the same thing. I mean, on this ship, on the Coruscant freighter, everyone's sleeping in bunks. You get the impression they're in bunk beds and twin bunks and stuff like that. You're not in that on the Halcyon.
I think Brian's got a question.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking, when you said it was the same thing, I thought it's also got an annoying background singer.
Certainly did have. Although I don't think she's got anywhere near as much money as Taylor.
And not as many gigs either. The refugee relief movement, they use these vehicles, as we say, transporting refugees from planet to planet. So you've got to think, I suppose, when they're getting off Coruscant and heading to Naboo, to be able to go under the anonymity of fake names as they clearly did. And let's not forget, Padme isn't going on in her sort of street clothes from Phantom Menace. She's got the ornate headgear on. She's not exactly hiding herself, but they were obviously confident enough that they could sneak out and get away. You know,
it's kind of a security concern if you can get on it with a fake name, though. Because we've got that little bags with them as well. It could be bombs in there, you know.
Paul?
Brian is sponsored by the Imperial Bureau. By the way, folks, the Imperial Bureau.
Watch these Jedi, you know, you just can't trust them.
Don't forget, he believes in the democratically elected empire. The democratically elected empire. Is that correct, Brian?
That's correct.
For everything in one location, daily news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, video, and social media feeds, bookmark FanthaTracks.com for Star Wars news 24/7, 365.
other public transports, repulsor vehicles sort of travelling around cities and towns to towns, all sorts of planets around the world. Land speeders, obviously, that served as taxis. There's the Easy Ride passenger airspeeder, which was apparently a very common vehicle that was used on Coruscant and on different locations as well. And also the Void Spider TX3 air taxi, which is the next vehicle that we're going to talk about.
Where did that appear?
Now, you will have seen this. It's in the original Star Wars. It's in A New Hope. It's placed near to the Mos Eisley Cantina. So you see it in the streets. Obi-Wan and Luke walk past it. They arrive near to it before they go into the cantina. It was built by Bespin Motors. It's a Void Spider TX3 air taxi. It's a repulsor lift vehicle as well.
Motors.
I know. And
oh, yes. I've got a picture in front of me now. Yes, I do recall seeing that. Looks a bit
material.
like a gazebo.
That's the one. That's it. Yeah. It's got 8 engines. 8 engines placed at the bottom of 8 legs. So at the bottom of each of those legs is an engine. So it's sort of like a weird sort of spherical spider. But it also, obviously, it's landing gears as well.
I was suggesting it's made by Ugnaughts.
Yeah, Bespin Motors.
Bespin Motors kind of does hint towards that, yes.
Grubby little pig hands.
Yeah.
Grubby little pig hands, yes. Exactly that. I just love the fact that, you know, as we go further and further into the history of Star Wars, and this was designed for A New Hope, but they've attributed Bespin Motors. I mean, that probably came during the Decipher era or something like that, didn't it? It was probably been sort of retro added to it 2 decades after.
That was cool. I always appreciate stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, interestingly, it's in the 1977 Star Wars Blueprints collections as the Void Spider Landspeeder TX3.
But I wonder if it was manufactured by Bespin Motors back then. Don't forget, though, that Cloud City was designed originally to be Alderaan, wasn't it? Or over Alderaan. So the Cloud City concept has been around since the original film.
Yeah, it's whether or not Bespin is.
Yeah.
So Bespin, a ball of gas. Why would a planet that is a ball of gas have land speeders when there is no land?
Paul?
I have to work with this guy every week. And I bloody love him. I don't know. Land speeders on gas? I don't know.
Did you see any form of transports on the space station of Bespin?
Cloud cars, yeah.
And I don't know whether they were in the original version of Empire, but we certainly have seen the balloons as well.
They were added. That
they were added
Tibernopolis and all that was
later,
added, yeah.
Which I first saw in the comics, I think, in the Marvel comics.
Yeah, you saw those gas balloons in the Marvel run, sort of issue 50, 56, 57.
Yeah.
That sort of era.
Was that around when Lando went back to find Lobot and Lobot was malfunctioning and all that? Yeah.
But you definitely saw in the Art of... I forget which book it was. Macquarie did some artwork. Kevin J. Anderson did the writing, didn't he? Illustrated Star Wars Universe. Yeah. And you saw all these gas stations outside of... Obviously, Cloud City's there, but you saw these other stations in the clouds. Yeah. So I think they added some of those into special edition.
Yeah.
So that's a good question.
Ever bought one of these vehicles, found a random hand? Or
oh, if only.
Just asking for a friend.
It's an option. It's Star Wars. It's an optional extra, yeah. So 7.6 metres in length. 1 pilot but 3 passengers, so it's totally a taxi. Cargo capacity 15 kilograms. So if everyone's got takeout, you're screwed. And basically, it's autopilot, cruise control, no other system. So very, very basic. But the whole point of bringing this up as a vehicle is that throughout the Star Wars galaxy, obviously, there's loads of characters that own their own ships. There's loads of people in the military that have access to vehicles. But most people, regular people in the galaxy, but 95% of people in the galaxy are going to travel from planet to planet on vehicles like, the AA-9 Coruscant freighter, or travel around a planet in something like a Void Spider.
You wonder just generally how many people own ships. We kind of almost, with Star Wars, we kind of expect that everybody just hops into their own like freighter or starship. But actually, how many of the average person owns a starship?
We've talked about this on the show, and I think we kind of think that land speeders are more like cars, and starships are more like having a yacht or a boat in a harbour at Monaco kind of thing. So it's got to be much, much rarer. I wonder how, if you worked out planet-wise, how many people on a planet would have a starship. I don't know what the ratio would be, but you average it out, it wouldn't be very many, would it?
That's what they're aiming for on this planet as well, though, isn't it? Sort of less ownership of vehicles, and you sort of like hop into one. A bit like when you're on holiday and you can hop on a scooter and then dump it off at the next spot. That's the way they want it to go. So.
Yeah.
called stealing.
Said to Scottish
Very true.
president at the table.
So, I mean, there's been other examples of this sort of vehicle. So, when we were talking about this, and you've struggled to find some facts on a lot
it's been
of this.
difficult to find technical information on many of these vehicles.
So, in Andor, we've got it when Lutheran Rail is travelling, and he's got a particularly nosy sort of salesman chatting away with him, and he doesn't want to engage with them at all.
Yeah.
But for me, what probably the best bit is where in The Mandalorian, where he first of all has to sort of relinquish all his darts and things before he gets on board. And then he's sat there minding his own business while there's a little Rhodian peering over the backrest. We've all experienced that on coaches over the years. We've had an annoying kid staring at us for half the trip. So that was quite cute and a sort of like quite a realistic element to put in there. But I mean, not forgetting that by this stage, Mando, he hasn't got his Razor Crest. And he's probably thinking, well, I don't really want to take me N1 all this distance. Did he have his N1 at that stage?
I don't think he did.
hadn't
No.
got it. He was in between ships, wasn't he? Yeah. So the fact that you've got a bounty hunter having to take the bus is quite comedic, really.
What would that make him, Brian?
Well, I don't know, but I've now got this idea of the little Rhodian and the Mandalorian and Grogu and its little basket, which is almost like a public transport, because who's giving their child a vehicle that can go 500 miles an hour?
That's a great point, because Grogu goes belting off in that thing, doesn't he?
Yeah. Now, Richard, you've watched it.
It's a pram.
It is a pram.
And it shouldn't do that speed for a child.
It's Grogu in a Greco.
like Grogu's like in his 50s. Yeah. So, like, as you go from planet to planet, how's the driving license regulations work in Star Wars? Because, Grogu's on that planet. Technically, he's 50 years old. So, he's, like, beyond the acceptable or legal age responsibility. He's going at 500 miles an hour, driving pretty dangerously.
Well,
he wasn't the most stable, was he?
So, like, how do they define the sort of legal age of responsibility?
I think you should ask Claude.
I will.
And while he's asking Claude, Richard, have you watched The Inbetweeners?
Yes.
So if the Mandalorian's using a bus, what does that make him?
Oh, can I use it?
No.
Bus wanker.
There you go.
Bus wanker.
There are other examples, though. You mentioned Mandalorian. It's season 3 of The Mandalorian when they're on Coruscant.
Yes.
When you've got Dr. Pershing and Ella Kane, and they're travelling out to the Star Destroyer near the end of the episode, and they're on a hover train.
Yeah.
You see hover trains in Empire Strikes Back, but you see even more detail later on in that. The Convey X from Solo.
Yeah.
Which is, in that film, being used for military purposes, transporting coaxium.
Yeah.
But you can imagine that on that planet, travelling through the mountain ranges, that's probably public transport as well. So there's vehicles like that would be used as well.
On Shikari with the L train.
Yeah.
That was...
in Mando and Grogu.
Yeah, Mando and Grogu. And also, wasn't there... Don't all the kids on Skeleton Crew get onto basically a school bus?
Yeah, the school bus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spot on. Yeah, spot on. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Forgot about the Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
But in Solo, obviously, there's the train and the train heist.
Yep.
And much like FanthaFury, that train gets derailed. And it was a joy to watch.
Ouch.
Unlike FanthaFury.
Unlike FanthaFury. But FanthaFury rules. Yay.
It definitely does.
I have an official answer.
Oh, there we go.
There is no universal legal driving age in Star Wars because the galaxy spans thousands of planetary systems and species with different lifespans. Traffic laws vary wildly by jurisdiction. In general, independent operation of speeders and starships depend entirely on practical piloting ability rather than official recognised age. In the core worlds, such as Coruscant, and heavily civilized worlds, official licenses exist, such as the Captain's Accredited License, which requires specific tests and standard 10 years of experience. On lawless regions like Tatooine, there is no formal driving age, which is why characters like Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker were piloting land speeders as young children. I debate the fact that Tatooine was lawless. It was part of Hutt space, and I had to follow Hutt rules.
Wow.
So says a Scottish man with an Australian driving licence.
That's a really good point, though, totally off topic, about Anakin, being in the pod race at 9 years old. And obviously he's not got a driving licence, has he?
And Luke Skywalker randomly killing innocent animals.
Oh, Bullseye and Womrat.
Yeah, and supposed to be a Jedi, justice, peace and justice and all that. more like a Sith. That's kind of Sith behaviour.
We've all got a past, Bri. We've all got a past.
It does bring back the question. He did want to leave Tatooine to join the Empire, and then all of a sudden he wants to blow up the Death Star. What was that twist about?
I agree. I think when you hear the Binary Sunset and everyone says, oh, it's a moment of hope and peace and blah, 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 and the greatest moment in Star Wars, and I think he's dreaming about getting on the flight suit and flying the TIE fighter. That's what he's thinking about. That is literally what he's thinking about.
That's quite alarming.
Was to join the Galactic Empire. She just followed through.
He probably did.
Hey, it's Kyle Newman, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
You could also, I guess, consider things like banthas and dewbacks. I mean, they could Tauntauns could be brought in as public transport.
Yeah, I mean, you could even
EOPs.
Well, I mean, even if you want to still stick with vehicles, towards the end of Star Wars, when they're all sat in that little vehicle that takes them through the Yavin base to the different fighters.
Yeah,
you know, yeah. So anything really that isn't going pew pew.
Literally that, and that's a good point because none of these vehicles have any kind of armament. They're not armed at all. So they are there just
They're armless.
They're armless, just to stay in their lane, so to speak, and just get people from A to B. So not a lot else to say really about public transport in Star Wars, is there?
No.
You could say that Tauntauns have good heating. Just slice them open, keep warm.
And the Wampas in the behind-the-scenes bit of Empire Strikes Back, they're waving their arms around. They looked dreadful, didn't they?
They did.
I mean, if ever they'd have used that stuff.
And what's that big brand stain up the wall? No one's ever answered that for me. That just looks wrong.
Look at the sign.
Speaking of following through, yeah. And on that bright and breezy note, I think we'll bring this episode to an end. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Hey.
Great fun as always. We'll be back very soon with another episode of Start Your Engines.
And what have you got plans for?
I think the next one is the Outland TIE Fighter.
Nice.
Yes. So Moff Gideon's Outland TIE Fighter.
Look forward to that.
Go on, I'm sorry, before we end it, Brian was... I said, go on, what are you going to say?
They've changed the name. It's no longer Moff Gideon's one, didn't they? They have not changed the name in the latest book.
What do they call it now?
I don't know. You find out in the next episode.
That's Claude. It'd be great if Claude was the Claude out of episode 9. He's armless.
Thanks for listening to Start Your Engines. If you want to be a part of the action and stay updated on all the latest Star Wars news, visit FanthaTracks.com and be sure to comment, like and share on any of our social media feeds at Fantha Tracks. You can reach out to us and send in your listeners' questions by emailing radio@FanthaTracks.com. Subscribe, leave a review, preferably a 5-star one, on Amazon Music, Audible, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcatcher or smart speaker of choice. And as always, thanks to James Semple for composing the Fantha Tracks intro and our Start Your Engines opening music, Mark Daniel and Vanessa Marshall for our voiceovers, and of course the data miners at Wikipedia. Remember to tune in to Good Morning Tatooine. It's live Sunday evenings at 9 o'clock UK time, 4 PM Eastern and 1 PM Pacific on Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. And check out our Fantha Tracks Radio Friday night rotation. It's every Friday night at 7 o'clock UK time for new episodes of The Fantha from Down Under, Planet Leia, Desert Planet Discs, Start Your Engines, Collecting Tracks, Cannon Fodder, and special episodes of Making Tracks, and every Tuesday at 7 o'clock UK time for your weekly episode of Making Tracks.
Coming up next on Fantha Tracks Radio, it's Making Tracks.